Hey, this is ThinkerThunker. This is a video called Sasquatch Throwing a Rock and then Walking Away. Well, I want to find that Bigfoot. I want to see if I can find anything in there. Let's go check it out.
All right, guys, we're back here. They did not take the popcorn, but they took the apples. They like apples. They don't like this popcorn. They don't trust us, one or the other.
Okay, here is the part where, I don't know, you can see there's some tree movement. Heavy tree movement going on there, but he happens to be zooming right at that very point. And so I want to be able to see in here and see what's going on. So first thing I need to do is try to stabilize this as best I can and try to get that zoom out of there. So let's go take a look at that. So here it is stabilized. And now you can really see the tree movement. And that's quite a shake in there. You can see that entire tree moving. And up top here, to me, that looks like a shoulder line and a head up there in the trees. And if you look all the way down, you see this white looking, like thick looking object back here doing the Watusi. See that? And this extremity here looks, I mean, it could possibly be a hand. And this one over here, same thing. I could not tell what in the world that was, but it was right there as the tree was shaking, and right there as we were hearing the two wood knocks. And all of this happens to be going on right here. I'll show you a better shot of this, but there's a big giant X here. And I know trees fall in the woods and could hang, stick next to each other and form an X, but it's just odd that X is marking the spot here. Okay, so here is a wide shot of the scene, and here's the X I was telling you about that marks the spot. And here is the tree. Here was where all the shaking was going on, and in here is where the white thing was, whatever it is. And I would have to guess that the eye line for the guy filming this is right around in here. And it's hard to tell because we don't have any city streets or buildings or, you know, no converging lines for perspective or anything. But I would say, again, his eye line is about somewhere in the middle of the screen. So if this, in fact, is a head and a shoulder line up here, well, that would put something 12, 13, or 14 feet up in the air. I mean, that's potentially huge. And then as the scene ends, watch right over here. We're only going to get just a few frames. 1, 2, 3. See that? It's like something is walking away right over there. See that? And then it's gone. So that's all we get of this shape right here. What in the world is that? What's in here? What's possibly up here 13 or 14 feet high? I mean, I was kind of freaking out when I first got all of this stabilized and started seeing these things. So then I stabilized this portion and I'll show you what I found. So here is the wide shot stabilized, showing everything. We've got the guy way up here in the trees. We've got the big white monster walking around in there. And then off over to the left. That's what I wanted to see. What is it walking off? So as we go scrub out, it comes into view, and I'm going to have to scoot it over just a little. go. There it is right here. See that? And what it is 2 trees. So I spent all that time stabilizing this, only to find out, see, that looked like a right leg to me stepping. And then there was a tree in the foreground, and my eye found a shape out of that walking away. And I just thought, wow, we've got this thing here, we've got this thing walking away. So this, nothing. So now on to what is this? Because there is something. You can see that. And look, you see it all the way up here. So there is definitely something moving around in there. So let's go check that out. So here is the white shape moving around. And I can't tell you how much time I have spent trying, let me blow that up, trying to make out what this shape is. Is this some sort of hood? Is this where its face is going to be? I mean, I know that sounds crazy. And then look at this movement down here. What is going on there? And then it pops up. I could make no sense of this shape. So here is the white shape again, and you can see that there was zoom right there, and that was making it impossible for me to see what was going on. So I stabilized that. And now here is the stabilized version without the zoom. And can you see what it is? This that I thought was the head of something, well, I'll just tell you what I see. This shape here, those are folds in a jacket. This is a hand holding a jacket or a sack or something. So, did I find the Bigfoot that threw the rock? No, I didn't. I found a guy carrying 2 sacks walking through the trees. Which 99.9% of the time, that's how it goes. You know, people send me videos, I check them out, I find something that looks compelling, I start stabilizing and enhancing footage, and I spend, entirely too much time looking through, only to find out it was nothing. Of course, had it been something, it would have been time well spent, but this time it was just a guy carrying sacks. As for the shape, 14 foot up that I thought, like this up here, well, had there been a 14-foot tall giant standing there, surely 2 sacks would have noticed and come running out. Or had there been something up here in the trees shaking this tree violently as 2 sacks walked past, again, surely 2 sacks would have been alarmed and scooted on out of there. So I don't think anything was here. I don't know, but I don't think. And just because I didn't find what threw the rock doesn't mean something wasn't there, It just means I couldn't find it. And as far as this white shape in here, 2 sacks, Colorado Bigfoot, they never pointed that out. That's just something I saw and some other people saw, and I spent time exploring it. Turned out to be nothing. But here's my question. Okay, so I can see where you're all at. You're all, you're up hiking. You're tired. Maybe he had a buddy out here he didn't know was out in this position, and the guy came walking through and maybe stepped on some sticks, logs, and that's what we were hearing. And they just never talked about it, Maybe that's what happened. Or there could have legitimately been something, as 2 sacks was walking through here, something threw a rock at him. That could very well be. I don't know. My last question is, what is with the shaking tree? I mean, 2 sacks has his hands full. So if his hands are full, how was he shaking a tree that's over twice his height? That seems like that would take a great deal of effort. Was he leaning his back against it? Did he stop and pause for a little back rub there? I don't think so. Was he having a bit of fun with the rest of the guys there that day, shaking a tree? Well, that could have very well been. But again, how did he shake a tree over twice his size with his hands full? I'm just going to leave that for you guys to figure out now. So at least you've got it stabilized, and you can have a good look at this and decide for yourself. So there you go, guys. This is what happens most of the time. This is where I spend my time. And I just wanted to see one of these. I wanted you to see one of these for yourself, to see, where a lot of my time goes. So thank you so much for watching, and everybody take care and enjoy the new year.